Alright, let's see how this every other week thing goes. I think I already have an idea.
Not going to ask us what you should make a video on?
Actually, no, I've gotten time to actually think on some subjects. I've got this video and the next video all planned out, and by the time this goes live, it's probably written as well and being edited together. So I'm pretty well set for some time.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the little breaks. I'm not allowed to have any.
Aren't you allowed 15 minutes a day to do what you want?
Technically, there's also some hours of meditation as well, which can also be done while doing other things. It's quite a bit that we can do. Blood Angels and many of their successors like to make wine, while the Dark Angels and their successors like to practice swordsmanship and dancing.
I'm sorry, dancing?
Mostly square dancing. I don't know why.
That is hilarious. But either way, we should probably get started on this video. It's another list.
Last minute decision before writing the script.
Yeah, let's get on with this. Warhammer has a ton of video games. I'm going to put my most and least favorite of the video games that I've played. And there's a lot I have played, but even more I have not played. Most of them that I have played are on the good level, but some aren't. In fact, when it comes to the hit rate of Warhammer games in both settings, they miss more than they hit. And the variety of Warhammer games is rather wide. We got Rogue Trader, that's a CRPG. We've got first-person shooters like Bolt Gun. And we've got the third-person shooters as well. We've got tactical, RTS, and XCOM-likes, for lack of a better word. So, let's start out with my least favorite Warhammer video game. In third place slot, it's going to Fire Warrior. Fire Warrior is one of the earliest video games in the Warhammer 40k setting. The first-person shooter they had. And it was made by Kuju Entertainment and published by THQ. This game was released for the PS2 and the Windows PC in 2003. In this game, you play as a Tau Fire Warrior, whose name is essentially just a title, as that's how Tau naming conventions work. As this Fire Warrior, you assault an Imperial encampment to rescue an Ethereal. While doing this, you, as the player, will learn about the strife and problems the Imperium are going through with this world in the matter of a 24-hour period. Now, this is my biggest complaint about the game. The story isn't about the Tau. It's an Imperium story. This game was simply advertisement for their newest faction, and it was not made well. This was before FPS games were really figured out. If this game was remade today, it could be good if you made more focus on the faction you are playing. But as it is, it's a clunky game with wild difficulty spikes and almost no Tau lore to hear of. The book is better, and that's not exactly a high bar. But what's my third place favorite? I'm going to go with Shoota's Blood and Teeth. My writing program hates this name. This game is a 40k platformer where you play as an orc of your choice of clan and your choice of boy. Your goal is simple. Get that got your hair squig. My praises are how silly it is, and how fun the gameplay and bosses and slaughter fights are. The music accompanying it is great too, and the weapon options are insane. And there's even some customization options too. Mostly hats. Every TF2 player's ears just perked up at that sentence. But there are some negatives. 1. It's a platformer. For some people, it may get repetitive. Even the humor starts to repeat itself. And 2, it crashes a lot on PC. It is not a stable game, despite being a very small file size. This game crashes constantly, so save as often as possible, which is also another negative. There are certain save spots. But the music, by far, makes up for it. But what about the second worst video game? For me, it's probably a game none of you have played, but I'm putting Inquisitor here. It might also go by the name Martyr in some cases. This is a Diablo clone. You got an isometric game where you run and gun as different classes of the Imperium humans, rather than super soldiers. My spite for this game doesn't come from the gameplay itself. The gameplay is just boring, it's simple, and doesn't really leave an impact. What pisses me off about this game is that I bought it for my friend and I to play together because he enjoys the Adeptus Mechanicus, and the game allows you to play as one. Or so I thought. I bought him and myself the deluxe edition of the game, and it came with none of the DLCs for the game. Imagine buying the deluxe edition for a Fallout game and getting no DLCs for it. Bethesda has probably considered it given how many times they've re-released everything. But that alone is the reason I hate this game. It makes me feel such a venom for the developers and publishers. Second best though, I'm debating between Space Marine 1 and 2 here, so I'll put them both in this place. Now, Space Marine 2 recently had an update for Tech Marines as a player class, but I have not played it because the game stopped working for me. When I start up the game and try to start it, I'll hit continue on the main menu, and I'll be stuck in an infinite loading screen after the start menu there. I need to force quit the game after this every time. Space Marine 1 is a fun game for mindless fun. 4 weapons but no co-op and no abilities. But it's, as I said before, mindless fun and great to go into. Both games, the first one being past tense but the second one being current, had a PvP option, and 2's PvP is pretty fantastic. I think the scales are off though with sizes, given the Chaos units should not be as big as the Imperial Primaris Marines, but that's really not that important. I've got complaints about both though. 1 has the worst final boss ever, and 2 is rather forgettable, except for the greatest Ultramarine who got killed off screen recently. But the positives definitely outweigh the negatives in the case of Space Marine 2. So what's the worst Warhammer game? In my opinion, it's Space Hulk Deathwing. I got this game day 1. It was the first Warhammer game I bought, so I was looking forward to it. And it still got potential, but it's essentially abandonware, with the co-op servers being a barely functioning mess at the best of times, and the gameplay that barely does anything at the average points. The game is a modern FPS Diet Left 4 Dead clone, with some relic collecting sort of things, but it's a lot less random except for certain encounters. There's a little bit of Dark Angels lore, but not a whole lot of unique stuff. So there's almost nothing worth doing in this game. The guns are cool, but the game is just annoying as fuck. It's not worth the money, and it's abandonware now, basically. But what do I believe is the best Warhammer game? Well, Mechanicus. I love this game. I love the XCOM style without the XCOM hatred of characters you make, and weirdly enough, this game actually makes the Adeptus Mechanicus seem cool. One of the tech priests you have actually talks about how he values the Skitarii, and the entire game is actually how the Mechanicus predicts and plans combat encounters. This game, like every game, has some negatives. It's definitely not for everyone, but I enjoy these tactical-like games. I put Deathwatch mods on XCOM for the love of God. I'm just saying, but now I need to get to work on the next video. Gotta learn about dragons. Shove off.